Following the suspension of Russia's participation in the last arms control agreement with Washington, Putin said in a Sunday interview that Russia would take into account the nuclear weapons capabilities not only of the United States, but also of France and Britain, members of NATO. The Russian president said in a speech suspending its participation in the 2010 New START Treaty earlier this week that France and Britain had joined the United States in attacking Russia with nuclear weapons. He said he took the action to preserve our country, ensure security, and ensure strategic stability in a TV interview recorded on Wednesday and broadcast Sunday. The leading NATO countries have declared their objective to defeat us in a strategic way, to make our people suffer. It seems impossible not to take their nuclear capabilities into account under these conditions. Moreover, they supply weapons to Ukraine worth tens of billions of dollars, Putin said. The Russian president continued to assert that the West is determined to destroy Russia, and that the one-year-old battle in Ukraine is part of a battle for Russia's very survival. He argued a year ago that his overarching goal in invading Ukraine was to reduce what he perceived as threats to Russia's security, and has since cited those as justification for potentially using nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Russia's foreign minister and the Russian leader portrayed the war as a conflict between not only the Ukraine, but NATO as well, in the face of Western military aid flowing into the invaded country. While equipping Ukraine to defend itself and retake Russian-captured territory, Ukraine's allies have stressed they do not wish to participate directly in the battle. William Burns, the CIA director, said Sunday that Putin's loss of control over Ukraine and Ukraine's rise as a democratic, independent state is really behind the invasion. As a Russian leader, he sees that as a direct threat to his ambition, as a threat to the core of who he is and what he represents. Burns said on CB's Face the Nation. The New START agreement is Moscow and Washington's last remaining arms control agreement. Russian President Vladimir Putin suspended his country's participation because he couldn't accept U.S. inspections of its nuclear facilities, while Washington and its NATO allies seeks Russia's defeat in Ukraine. Russia's president assured the U.S. it would continue notifying the U.S. about missile tests as specified in the treaty, and the Russian Foreign Ministry said it would respect the cap on nuclear weapons. According to the Russian TV interview, Putin did not clarify how he would consider the nuclear arsenals of NATO countries outside the United States, but he indicated he was open to discussion on this topic from the center of the field. The Russian president also used the interview to claim that the West wants to break up Russia, a notion that he has repeatedly used to justify Russian aggression in Ukraine. Putin said that the goal of these groups was to disband the former Soviet Union and its fundamental part, the Russian Federation. Russian President Vladimir Putin appealed to his citizens' nationalist sentiments by predicting they might not survive as a distinct ethnic group if the West destroys Russia. The Russian Federation might fragment into regional groups, with Muscovites, Uralians, etc., he predicted. In his theory, the West only partially accepted Russia into the family of civilized peoples, dividing the country into pieces. Putin often claims threats to Russian survival, as Tatiana Stanovaya, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, noted in a recent interview with the Associated Press that for him, it's all about protection. And he believes that the Russian world has been attacked from the West, and Ukrainians are part of this Russian world. Fiona Hill, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institution who has served in the past 3 U.S. presidential administrations, said that many Russians buy into Putin's claim that the West provoked the war in Ukraine, not Russia. Their belief is that this is a war of defending their territory, as they have been doing since the Mongol invasion, of dealing with invaders when they are the ones doing the invading, Hill told the Associated Press. Putin's frequent mention of nuclear weapons fits a pattern of threatening the world at every nuclear frontier because he knows it's the ultimate psychological weapon. There is no doubt that nuclear weapons are extremely effective as political tools. The U.S. President Joe Biden countered some of Putin's claims in a speech in Poland's capital, Warsaw, on Tuesday. The United States and Europe do not intend to control or destroy Russia. Biden said that the West did not plot to attack Russia, as Putin claimed today. There are millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors, and they are not the enemy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you found it helpful or entertaining, and if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on any of my future content. And trust me, I've got some really exciting things in the works that you won't want to miss. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And while you're at it, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be alerted every time I post a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to have you as a part of this amazing community. I'll see you in the next video.